Hello everyone. In the previous video, we discussed few real-world use cases where we saw how Atom and its closed-loop automation can help organizations realize their journey to smart and self-healing networks. In this video, let's look at few customer case studies where Atom has been deployed in production and helping them in their network automation. Let's get started. The first one is Tata Communications. They're a leading managed service provider having operations across the world. They have the WAN solutions where they offer both SD-WAN and traditional WAN to their enterprise customers through their multi-vendor infrastructure. Today, their network spans to more than 130 countries and more than 2,000 cities. Can you imagine the pain they would have had managing this multi-vendor infrastructure manually? Well, they did, and that's when they approached Anuta Networks for a solution. Their problems were multifold. They had to deal with a network mix of SD-WAN and legacy infrastructure. The provisioning of each CPE used to take hours. Multi-vendor infrastructure demanded multi-skilled staff requirements, including multi-vendor troubleshooting skills. Trouble tickets were piling up due to manual errors and resulting in a delay in onboarding their enterprise customers, thus affecting their OpEx. They also wanted a system to talk to their existing service management tools so that they can still operate through them. With Atom in the scheme of things, the CP provisioning time came down from hours to just a few minutes. This could be done with consistency to any network vendor CPE. The staff at Tata didn't have to learn new CLIs of different vendors anymore. They could use a single language to manage the multi-vendor network, and automatically human errors were avoided. We discussed their scale at the beginning, and a single Atom instance with its massively scalable architecture could match the breadth of their network as they grew, supporting hundreds of thousands of devices. Tata was also looking for a solution which can manage their WAN policies based on the network events. Atom's closed-loop automation played a very critical role here. Based on the telemetry and analytics, Atom pushed rules to divert the traffic when one of the links were under stress. Tata is an MSP who have a lot of enterprise customers and their networks to onboard. There was a need for a feature like multi-tenancy, which Atom was able to deliver. Atom's open platform also enabled integration into existing systems in Tata, allowing them to continue using those for their operations. Overall, this was a great project where we delivered in just 37 business days, much before the final date. Tata was impressed with Atom's closed-loop automation feature and had a special mention on Anuta's professional services, which delivered much before time. Neustar. Neustar is one of the world's largest DNS service provider. They were launching their DDoS mitigation services for their enterprise customers. Let me give you an idea on what DDoS mitigation solution is. So we know when an application is hosted in a data center, there could be both genuine traffic and bad traffic trying to reach the application. The bad traffic will be from the hackers who are trying to bring down the application or obstruct the access to the application by various means. Sometimes a device like firewall cannot filter the volume of bad traffic coming in. So the entire traffic is forwarded to a traffic scrubber, which clears the bad traffic and sends the good traffic back to the data center. Neustar approached Anuta Networks with a set of requirements. They wanted a solution that manages their multi-tenant infrastructure. They also had different network devices like routers, switches, firewalls, and load balancers from different vendors, making it a multi-vendor infrastructure. They were facing issues in managing and troubleshooting this infrastructure manually. The solution was supposed to be deployed in 26 global data centers, and one of the key requirements was to manage the bandwidth towards the traffic scrubbers during the attack. Based on the requirements, Atom was positioned in Neustar's network. With its powerful analytics and telemetry data, Atom enabled faster troubleshooting of the network. The service models allowed single-click provisioning of services across routers, switches, firewalls, and load balancers from multiple vendors, thus eliminating human errors. With 26 global data centers, Neustar was worried if a single solution can handle the scale. Atom's scalable architecture assured that it can match their scale even if Neustar plans to go beyond their existing capacity. And finally, Atom's self-service portal was used by Neustar to manage their multi-vendor network. The rich user interface provided them multi-tenancy support and great user experience to navigate through provisioning, monitoring, and closed-loop automation aspects they were looking for. Neustar really liked Atom's scale and architecture, which helped them manage their network globally. F5 Networks. F5 Networks, though a networking vendor, provides a cloud-based DDoS mitigation service called Silverline. They had similar requirements like Neustar. F5 also wanted to provision a multi-tenant, multi-vendor infrastructure and wanted to restrict any kind of human errors. Atom's service modeling capabilities ensured single-click application provisioning across multiple vendors and multiple platforms. Atom also provided native multi-tenancy support for isolation to their enterprise customer networks. One of the additional requirements they had was to manage the bandwidth towards their cloud scrubbing center. To satisfy this requirement, Atom was able to monitor the bandwidth of the links towards the traffic scrubber, and using Atom's closed-loop automation, could push policies to ensure service assurance during the DDoS attack. F5 had a DevOps team and wanted to explore the possibility of developing the service models on their own without depending on Anuta. As we had discussed before, Atom is an open platform, and using Atom Software Development Kit, or SDK as we call it, F5 DevOps team got familiarized in developing service modeling aspects. They now handle any modifications to existing models or create new service models on their own. F5 really liked Atom's open platform and the service modeling capabilities. Next is regarding an energy provider in APAC region. They had a complex infrastructure with more than 2,000 multi-vendor network devices. That included switches, routers, and firewalls. Their requirements were more on device provisioning and management, network and service discovery, and ensuring compliance across the network. When Atom was introduced into their network, it could easily discover the existing network using the network discovery capability and create a topology out of it. Atom further helped in importing all the configurations from these discovered devices and hence perform service discovery. Complex provisioning of service such as L2 and L3 VPN were converted into single-click provisioning using Atom's service models. On the compliance front, Atom already had all the configurations from the devices, so it was just about monitoring the devices for any outbound changes. If Atom detected any changes, alerts would be triggered through emails, and the admins would choose on Atom whether to override the device configurations or the configuration in Atom itself if the changes are legitimate. This ensured compliance and consistency of the configurations across the network. They were really impressed on how easily Atom could fit into their existing network, discover the entire topology and services within a matter of few hours. They also liked Atom's compliance feature, which helped them meet their service level agreements. Financial enterprise. The list from this big financial enterprise included latency as one of their key requirements. They wanted to detect the network events within few milliseconds, and for this, they had a variety of telemetry data, including traditional and streaming telemetry, which the platform they were looking for should be able to ingest and process. They were also looking for real-time analytics with accurate reporting and visualization to use it for their capacity planning. Clearly, their focus was on analytics and telemetry. When Atom was introduced into their network, it could easily accept the variety of telemetry data that the multi-vendor infrastructure was sending. The detection of any anomaly was done within few milliseconds, meeting their requirements. Thanks to Atom's architecture and its powerful engine, which helped in this case. With its powerful analytics, Atom could deliver performance trends through its visualization tools. Atom's reporting capabilities allowed them to generate customizable reports, which helped them in network and capacity planning. This financial enterprise had offices across the globe and had several devices to be monitored. They were also looking for a solution which would work in high availability mode. Both these requirements were met by Atom's scalable microservices architecture. Each service within Atom's architecture had redundancy and its own life cycle and could be instantiated, upgraded, scaled, and terminated independent of other services. So it's a highly available architecture with no single point of failures. They really liked Atom's architecture and how flexible it is in terms of matching their requirements. They were also impressed with Atom's capability to take a variety of telemetry data and how Atom uses that to generate powerful analytics for their consumption. Let's take a quick recap on what we have discussed so far. We saw Atom has been deployed in production environments and how it helps in solving a variety of customer pain points through its provisioning, assurance, analytics, telemetry, compliance, and closed-loop automation capabilities. We saw how Atom can be plugged into any existing infrastructure and it can perform network and service discovery. We also saw how Atom's scalable architecture helped large service providers and enterprises manage their networks. And finally, how the open architecture of Atom helps integration into existing tooling infrastructure, and how Atom's SDK allows DevOps teams to come up with their own service models or modify the existing ones. Please visit our website anutanetworks.com to read more on these case studies. Thanks for watching.